And here's that bad end I was talking about. We have no snow temple, we have no water temple, all we have is this new temple right here, which, if you haven't played through before, how are you supposed to know this is the end of the game? This is a little bit of a tricky fight. Air does nothing against him, so you just have to be at his mercy with use of the Buster. However, even if this is the final boss being fought early, you'll see why I'm not really too concerned about surviving. Ah, you've arrived much earlier than I expected, Firebrand, but it is of little consequence. For this time I shall clip your wings once and for all. Raises his hand again. Classic bring it battle move for him, I suppose. There goes one skull. He picks up as the other skull starts to move, and we have a battle. And there we go! He's bursting into flame, kneels down. I summon the power of the heavens. And the crest comes up, blinks a couple times, and we'll see just how heavenly that turned out to be when it blinks out of existence. What? Am I not destined to be the one? And he keeps lighting on fire and crispifying. So as you can see, the game can end there. There's actually a password that lets you play without any monsters, just bosses and mini-bosses and stuff, and until you get to this guy, and then the game has to end because you can't get to all the bosses, you can't continue. So it's not a code you really want to use. But here you go. This is one valid ending, I guess. It's the bad end, you really don't want to get it, you want to try for at least the next bad ending that I'll show, because there actually are two. The one that I used to get for years that I forgot about because I haven't gotten it for a while, ever since I learned where Buster was and where one of the Vellums was. I kept forgetting the one that's inside the skull pile, which is silly because I love breaking things. Taken by surprise, the mighty Phalanx was destroyed by Firebrand before he could summon... Those M's just look wrong to me for some reason. Before he could summon the power of infinity. As you can see, there's the water temple we never got to visit. His revenge complete. Firebrand left for... There's the ice temple. The demon realm to rest his wounded wings. But there's one thing that we didn't do. We never killed Arma in this version, which is key. And we'll see why here. Flame starts to fill the screen as we see none other than the General himself. With flames underneath him. Steve would be proud of him. I never expected that Phalanx would be defeated. It is written that the one who defeats the king shall rule. The next time it will be my turn. Therefore, turning Arma from just a lapdog, showing his motivations, are to oust Firebrand. With the defeat of Phalanx, the Demon Realm lost all order and fell into anarchy. So this ending kind of shows that apparently Phalanx was the glue holding the Demon Realm together. Many now ask if living under the rule of Phalanx would have been worse than the hell they are now confined to. So, Firebrand shirking his responsibilities to become leader, not so good, and apparently Arma couldn't just step up and rally everyone because, well, he wasn't the one that killed Phalanx. So this bad ending is kind of bad in the way that it shows your character in a very unfavorable light. Not to mention you only play like about half of the game to get it. And there's the least happy the end words there ever were. No dragon, no firebrand in front. That's a bad ending. So after the cut, there's one other fight that'll get you another ending. It's essentially a fight we already saw, just a little bit less to it. One thing I didn't show off, since I have to go back through here to get the iffy end, so to speak, they get all unhappy when they don't hit you, but when they hit you, they get all super happy. Let's do that again. It's just adorable. This will be kind of familiar. You finally arrived, thought for a moment you might not make it. Now kneel down before me and beg for mercy, just like you did 1,000 years ago. That's right, because you've been sleeping for 1,000 years. I always forget it's been 1,000 years. For 1,000 years, he's in some excellent shape, but I guess demons really don't age the way that we do. I guess 1,000 years you reach looks good, you will not, And now he goes red. My power is fading, but you shall not have the satisfaction of killing me. He raises up his hand, and behind him, not a shadow of himself, but he calls himself into his own attack, and becomes a crest. That crest is the crest of heaven. A little bit of different ending music here, I think. And the castle sinks back to the ground. We'll just time-lapse this a bit. Firebrand flies up. Facing certain death at the hands of Firebrand. Phalanx sealed himself into the crest of heaven. Forever. And, let's see. Avenged, Firebrand hid all of the crests. Or avenged, Firebrand hid all of the crests. Maybe one day, someone will find the crests. Again, and prove themselves worthy. It's weird that Phalanx doesn't call himself not worthy in this version, but to meet him in battle. Essentially, he's Phalanx now, he says. And he throws that down, and on that day, victory shall once again be his. And as he throws down one of the many crests, well, one of the few crests, there's not really that many, hides somewhere in the mountain range, who knows where. We get to see some snowfall as we get closer and closer to what makes this ending worth seeing. I wouldn't have shown it without this. As we near the crest, this is the crest of heaven, just to remind you, so you can guess. We see Phalanx's smiling visage within, as he grins, biding his time. This actually could have made for a good sequel to Demon's Crest. That right there. But with that falling snow, we've reached our final ending. And I want to thank you for watching this Let's Play of Demon's Crest. We still have one last ending that I want to show off, or actually not an ending, but have some bloopers that I'm going to show off. I'm not going to force you to walk through this ending again, but it gives some music while I talk. So we're going to put some bloopers to some funny music, my fights against the Dark Demon, some headbutting game mishaps, me dying trying to test out a potion, some little silly things like that. And I'm going to make one last video on Demon's Crest, which will be a review, giving it my Crest rating. Just because you've watched me play through it, what did I think? I've already mentioned that it is a game that I've always enjoyed from my childhood, but I'll give it as an objective of a rating as I can. So watch out for the bloopers, the outtakes, and after that, my review. I won't have it in the Let's Play playlist. I'll be making a review playlist just essentially as a recap for everything I Let's Play, so that I have enough clips to show things off. But with that said, I hope that you have a wonderful day. Enjoy the bloopers. I think they stand on their own without me saying anything over them.